Just don't dye the hair, Robert. Off the solid rookie year is Horry. He spells it H-O-R-R-Y, silent H. The same for Olajuwon's first name. It's spelled now with an H, Akeem, but it's pronounced as it used to be, Akeem. Horry, number 11 pick last year. As you look at the walking wounded of the Golden State Warriors, led by Chris Mullin, who should be back in about 15 or 16 games off the hand injury. You see it on the non-shooting hand, the right hand, the lacerated hand, and should be back by sometime in late December. 50-39, the Rockets, 2:32 on the clock in the first half. Chris Webber on the floor. He had 6 points, 2 rebounds after one. He now has 8 points and 2 rebounds in the late second. But he is being used sparingly because of the conditioning factor. So it's Owens, Alexander, Webber, Sprewell, and Johnson. This is your starting lineup. Warriors again scrambling, and with 10 of the shot clock, they'll maintain.
Avery just trying to force the action, make it happen. You know, in his home debut here, he wants to really make an impression.
He feels it's a dream come true, but isn't at the point where he's emotional. He got a call from Magic Johnson last week who said he cried when he first put on his basketball uniform in the NBA. Bodies flying, or he goes down. And the foul on the Rockets, and Hugh Evans and Rudy Tomjanovich have some words.
Number 25.
Number 1 on Horry. It'll be a non-shooting foul. Rudy T, sensational career, 11-year career, number 2 pick overall by San Diego, 5-time All-Star, out of Chris Webber's school too, Michigan. Now here's Avery Johnson, stolen again, another steal for the Rockets, and the foul. Don Nelson telling Chris Webber he's got to set the screen. 8 turnovers this quarter alone by the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, they had the advantage a while ago. We brought up that graphic. I think it was 7-3 at the point, but this period, they have not helped their cause. They were in the ball game, and all of a sudden now it's an 11-point lead because the first stringers are back in for Houston. They're continuing to score. Matt Bullard, here's a guy that can score too. And then the Warriors have been just self-destructing.
Vernon Maxwell has been known to do that himself from time to time during the course of his 5+ year career.
You mentioned his proficiency from 3-point range. It's amazing, but 2 years ago, he made 162 out of 473, and then 3 years ago, NBA record 172 made and shot 510 3-pointers. He restrained himself last year, only 360 attempts.
Nice move by Avery Johnson with that nifty little ball fake.
Avery Johnson
gets everybody out of sync, and then he lays it home easily. He has 6. And not only that about Maxwell, though, but to amplify the point, a tenacious defender.
Yeah, one of the best. In fact, held Michael Jordan in the last 3 meetings last year below 30.
He was the only one who was sorry to see Michael retire.
Isn't it amazing? You brag about holding a guy below 30.
People used to say that about you as a defender.
Well, you know, there aren't, candidly speaking, Steve, there aren't a lot of great ball defenders in the league. It's kind of a lost art because there's so much zone being played in college. It's kind of a lost art. But Vernon Maxwell, very quick with the feet, quick with the hands, good position player.
52-41. And there goes Avery Johnson, who seems to have his act under control now.
Well, that's a good play. They take everybody away from the basket and let Avery work up off a high screen, and it gives him a whole side to work with.
So the Warriors down 9, final minute of the first half. Crowd chanting defense. Thorpe trying to get position on Alexander. 8 on the shot clock, a wide open Smith for 3. Nobody home for the Warriors, so the ball goes easily into the hands of Maxwell. Misses the 3. Here comes Sprewell. Thought about a 3. Alexander back to Sprewell, guns it into Owens. Good play by Kenny Smith at the last second to break it up. Boy, Smith coming out of nowhere. Fans wanted a foul. Not the case though. 13 on the shot clock, 26.3 on the overhead.
one thing about Rudy Tomjanovich, he's brought a defensive mindset to this club. They held opponents below 100 last year. You can see they rotate very well.
Defense a key to the Rockets' success last year. Avery Johnson can't get it to fall, but he drew the foul, or he's got the hand up. And Avery Johnson will go to the line. They gave it to Kenny Smith, though. And that's his second. So AJ to the free throw line for the first time. He's 3 for 4 over the first 2 games. We saw his numbers briefly for last year. Averaged close to 10 points and close to 9 assists as a starter in 49 games for the Spurs. Weber goes out.
Good move by Don Nelson. 20.3 seconds. Don't let him pick up a foul. His third one of the night going into the locker room at the half.
Johnson makes both. Byron Houston coming off the flu bug is into the ball game. 52-45. The Warriors hanging around within 7 here. The Rockets going for the last shot. Maxwell checks the clock.
He gets a running start.
Throws up a wild shot and he gets fouled and he hits the deck hard.
Well, Sprewell tried to avoid him. Spree doesn't like the call. There was a little bit of contact. And Maxwell went down so hard, I think the official made a judgment. You got to call it. Watch the little running start, but Spree moves the feet. Yep, Sprewell got tangled up. Sprewell didn't have chest to shoulder against Maxwell. He had turned his body, so he was at a disadvantage.
Sprewell with his third foul. You might see him sit down in the final seconds here. As Maxwell connects on the first, he's 5 for 5. Instead, Alexander goes out, and Keith Jennings into the ball game to perhaps launch one from afar. 6.6 seconds to go. Maxwell with a good first half. 13 points, including a 3. Now 14. Avery Johnson storming into the front court. Behind the back on Maxwell. Gets inside and scores! Johnson barreling in. 1.3 seconds. Kenny Smith. Oh, how close from behind the midcourt strike. Coming right up at halftime, we've got Gary Radnich and Greg Papa with the #1 pick in the '93 NBA draft, Chris Webber. It's Houston 54, the Warriors 47 at the half. Stay tuned.
Wells Fargo has been coming through for Californians since Gold Rush days. Outstanding record, outstanding performance. Today, you'll find an impressive lineup of services to help you stay ahead of the game. Like Wells Fargo's 5-minute max teller service or 24-hour person-to-person phone service. And to keep you financially fit, a full roster of products for reaching your personal goals. Wells Fargo Bank, strong for Californians since 1852.
Hey, over here. You know, sometimes statistics don't say much. But when you're talking 800,000 Mercury Sable owners, that's saying something. Like Sable is a design leader. People expect features like dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, V6 power, and a long list of comforts. But even an impressive statistic like myself can't show you Sable's smooth, comfortable ride. For that, you'll have to test drive one yourself. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Before a big series, the San Jose Sharks study all the films they can get. They learn who the enforcer will be. They identify the hot shooter. And they spotlight the player most likely to choke. See how much the Sharks have learned on Sports Channel. For more information, call your cable company or 1-800-926-SPORT.
You're watching Sports Channel, bringing you the latest news and information of the hour.
Good evening, everybody. You are at halftime, of course, to the Warriors and the Houston Rockets and the home opener for Chris Webber. Second half action coming up straight ahead, but I'm Gary Radnich, here to bring you up to date on the world of sports. 4 NBA games in the books. at this hour. It's Ewing versus Sean Bradley, and the big fella was rejected inside tonight. Only 3 of 12, though, for Bradley. Scores here, finished with 6 points. Ewing, though, held to 8 points in 24 minutes. There's Patrick on Bradley, 95-86. Knicks wins. John Starks had 19. The Magic and the Pacers. Anthony Hardaway, the finish. He had 11 tonight. Shaquille O'Neal remains the man, averaging 39 coming in. He went to work for 37 to go with 9 rebounds, 4 blocks. Magic off to a great start, 104-98. Elsewhere, Mike Fratello, his first win as boss of the Cavaliers, defeating Charlotte. It's a win for Washington, 118-112. Baseball, there's nobody better than Barry Bonds. His status as the game's best player solidified this evening with his 3rd MVP award in 4 years. No player has ever accomplished that feat. Bonds was a runaway winner in the voting by the baseball writers, receiving 24 first-place votes to just 4 for runner-up Lenny Dykstra. Bonds had a career year, 336, 46 home runs, 123 RBIs. He scored 129 runs. Here is Bonds tonight in Southern California.
Having my dad there, was really good, and us working together, and I don't know. I want one more, though.
But you expected to get this.
All right, on the flip side, from the elation of Bonds to the sad story of Dave Righetti. Dave and the Giants announced a mutual parting of the ways this evening. The 34-year-old reliever saved 28 games in his 3 years with the Giants. He has the top saves records for left-handed pitchers in the history of the game. Of course, most of those saves achieved with the New York Yankees. Righetti grew up in the Bay Area, went to Pioneer High School in San Jose City College. He had hoped to make a triumphant return, but Dave Righetti, in fact, tonight Dave told us he did not wish to appear on camera. He says, I think I can hook on with another team, and that'll happen in the next week, and then I will make a final public statement about my days with the Giants. Dave Righetti and the Giants say goodbye today. San Francisco did sign a right-handed reliever, Rich Monteleone, who has spent the past 4 years with the New York Yankees. UNLV's 6-year feud with the NCAA is over tonight. The school agreeing to a 3-year probation that will allow the Rebels to appear in the NCAA tournament, but places restrictions on scholarships, television appearances, and scheduling. The sanctions stem from the 1986 recruitment of current San Antonio Spur Lloyd Daniels. Yesterday, Bernie Kosar. Today, it was William the Refrigerator Perry. The Chicago Bears releasing Perry, the 300-plus pounder who came to national attention in the Bears' 1986 Super Bowl season. When running out of the backfield, he was a stone-cold hit, coming in there for those 1-yard gains, running up the middle. In '85, Perry started 94 games. Again, it started in '85. His success with the Bears, over his career, he started 85 games, but he had just 8 tackles in 7 games this season. And the Fridge perennially out of shape, and they said, William, your days are over in Chicago. That's it, the second half. Coming up, I'm Gary Radnich. Enjoy the Warriors and the Houston Rockets.
This news brief was produced in cooperation with News Center 4, exclusively for Sports Channel subscribers.
You're inside the Good Guys Veterans Day sale. Big selection, great service, hot prices. RCA 13-inch TV, cable ready with remote. Save $50. Now only $169. Kenwood CD player, 5-disc changer with remote. Save $50. Now only $179. JVC digital stereo with cassette recorder. Save $10. Now only $49. The Veterans Day sale at the Good Guys. Better doesn't cost more.
I'd love to say right now 3 or 4 of the designers that we carry, but then you wouldn't be able to save the money that you can save by shopping at the Men's Wearhouse. We have an arrangement with the manufacturers. We will not mention their names on television. You have to come into a Men's Wearhouse store and see for yourself. And quite frankly, when you're in a store for 1 minute, you'll recognize the brands and you'll understand the savings that's hanging on the rack. I guarantee it.
The Men's Wearhouse. Call 1-800-776-SUIT.
It's just kind of an annoyance.
And I'm just too embarrassed to tell him about it.
Braun Flex Control, the first electric shaver with a pivoting head. It automatically adjusts to every contour of your face. Flex Control from Braun, the last word in shavers.
For me, the ideal shaver would give me a nice close shave and can get into those tight, troubled areas very easily.
Platinum-coated twin foils and dual cutter blocks automatically adjust to give even the difficult areas of your face Braun's most comfortable and closest shave ever. Now for only 4 easy payments of $32.50, you can have the original Braun Flex Control with pivoting head in chromium plated or black matte finish.
The best shave I've ever had.
I think the Braun shaver would be a great gift.
Call 1-800-641-5858, and for only 4 easy payments of $32.50, the Braun Flex Control shaver with deluxe travel case can be yours. Order now and get the pocket battery shaver free. Call 1-800-641-5858.
Buy the Braun Flex Control. It's the best.
Welcome back to Oakland. Houston 54, Golden State 47 at the half. Chris Webber with 8 points and 2 rebounds at the half. And Webber not thrilled with recent comments by certain NBA analysts like Dr. Jack Ramsey about his raw skills. They question his raw skills and his supposed thug-like personality. Greg Papa talked about that with Chris Webber earlier.
Chris, a lot of people around the so-called experts around the NBA have overlooked you in picking out the Rookie of the Year award. Is that your goal this year, since you were the first pick to be the NBA Rookie of the Year?
No, my goal is not the Rookie of the Year. I believe I'm the best rookie there is right now. I've worked harder than anyone else, and I know that. My goal is to prove to myself that I'm the best rookie there is. Not Rookie of the Year, but by letting my team win the most games out of all the so-called top rookies. Just playing a good game and helping my team win is my biggest goal. I don't care if I win the award, as long as my peers in the NBA and my friends know that I'm the hardest worker and I'm the best there is.
Everybody seems surprised about how skilled you are with the basketball. For a guy 6'10", you can handle it, put it between your legs, and go to the goal off the dribble. How did you develop those skills?
Well, you know, when I was little, he wanted to be like Magic, and I knew him pretty well, so he would call and give me shooting drills and dribbling drills and things like that. And I didn't get to show a lot of those things in Michigan because, you know, college is more of a system. So I don't think people should be surprised. I'm a basketball player. I'm not a position or anything else. You can't really typecast me. I've surprised some people, and hopefully I'll do a lot more surprising.
Now, tonight you're going up against Olajuwon. There'll be a nightly tough matchup for you when you get the ball down low. How comfortable are you when you get the ball, 5 feet from the basket?
Very comfortable, very comfortable. I know there's a chance that he'll block my shot. I know it's a chance that I'll get a dunk or I'll score on him. So I'm really confident in myself. I know that I've worked hard enough and I belong here. He's a good player, and I'm going to take my licks, and he's going to take his, and it's just going to be a good game.
You mentioned Magic Johnson. You guys are close. He actually spoke to you recently about this first game, huh?
Yeah, he just told me, when he had his jersey, his first Laker game, he saw the jersey in his locker, and he started to cry. And, I'm not going to be that emotional tomorrow, but, I will say another prayer and thank God just for letting me reach a dream, because not many of us get to do that.
You said recently you made a list before this first game, about 25 people, including friends and family. Who are some of the names, some of the Fab Five, I assume?
Oh, definitely. I definitely got to call all the Fab Five, Jalen, Juwan, Jimmy, Ray. I'm going to call Coach Fisher and just really sit down and talk to him and thank him for giving me the skills, showing me how to be a good player and a better person. My AAU coach and all my family. The list goes on, and I just want to make sure they all know that I respect the fact that I wouldn't be here today without them.
So Chris Webber talking things over with Greg Papa, 54-47 Houston. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
I've got this friend who owns a business, and he has some real good people working for him. So I told him to sign him up for Great Western Direct Deposit. On paydays, their money will go into their checking account automatically. No rushing to the bank, no waiting in line, and they'll save money. See, Great Western throws in a regular checking account with no monthly service charges. So if you've got employees, offer them Great Western Direct Deposit. I've got it.
Since your face can't adjust to your razor should adjust to your face, which is exactly why we designed the Schick Tracer. The Schick Tracer is the only razor with blades that bend and flex to the unique shape of your face. So the Tracer gets in close for a clean, comfortable shave. And since you can't change your face, maybe you should change your razor. Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
If you don't have Sports Channel, here's what you've been missing.
Here's Ellen down to Hardaway.
Effort over the mound. Take a look at the quick feed, how he works. Number 6. Decision decides to take it out.
A.J. English.
And this game is over.
Whitewater Sports Channel.
The average Grand Prix lasts but a few hours, unless it's a Grand Prix started with a genuine Delco Freedom battery. Delco's rated tops for taking the pole position in starting power and excelling in reserve capacity. Helps keep your engine in the race for a longer, more reliable life.
AC Delco. It's like buying time. Now through December 4th, get started with up to $14 cash back on Delco Freedom batteries.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Welcome back to the Coliseum Arena as halftime winds down. It's the Rockets 54, the Warriors 47. Interesting to hear the comments of Chris Webber. His old teammate, Jalen Rose, at the University of Michigan, sending him tapes, because Chris can't always watch these things on television, sending him tapes of people who are criticizing him, like Dr. Jack Ramsey saying he's like a thug and, you know, he's questioning his skills. But I think he's going to answer to a lot of critics.
I think he will. He'll answer on the court and with what he does out there, and he's done that tonight. But how can you question his raw ability? I think he's got the most raw ability of anybody in the league. I agree with him. He's going to be a great rookie.
Well, he had 8 points and 2 rebounds in the first half. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that first half of play.
Well, a very well-played first half, a lot of scoring despite some turnovers. Early on, Chris Webber showed his skill with the basketball. He gets Olajuwon to bite on a low dribble and a nice finger roll. And Webber, 4 for 7 from the floor, 8 points. But how about Olajuwon? Leads all scorers with 17. This is a beautiful move around Victor Alexander. Just races by him and finishes with a nice little spin move, a little English off the glass, and that carry through the air. Tremendous for a guy 7'2". Billy Owens, 5 for 7 from the floor, and 2 of them from outside in the first half. Nice to see Billy Owens have his best offensive game thus far in the season.
Yes, Billy Owens with 10 points in the first half. Right now, Jim Fitzgerald and Dan Finan, the owner and president of the team, are presenting the Jack McMahon Award to Latrell Sprewell for his inspirational play. That's the award given to the late, in the name of the late Jack McMahon to Latrell Sprewell. Congratulations to Mr. Sprewell. Well, the Warriors down 54-47. We're getting ready for the second half here at the Coliseum Arena. It's the home opener. The Warriors come in at 1-1, losing in San Antonio, winning in Dallas. And the Houston Rockets, the defending Midwest Division champions, come in at 2-0 off convincing victories over Portland and New Jersey that totaled 36 points. So Chris Webber will start once again the second half, along with Billy Owens and Victor Alexander, Avery Johnson, and Latrell Sprewell.
Warriors have their work cut out because you're talking about the best defense in the league with the Houston Rockets. I know the Warriors are tied, but it's a misleading number at around 90 points a game. Now the Warriors have put up 47 in the first half, and they've shot relatively well, but not much from three-point range. And that's what's scary about Houston. They're only 3 for 11 from three-point range.
The Warriors committing 7 turnovers in that second quarter. They've got 9 altogether. And Houston with 8. Here's the three-point shooting. Houston 3 for 11. Houston was 3rd in the league in three-point shooting last year. Golden State 2 for 7. The Warriors led by Avery Johnson, who scored their last 8 points in the second quarter. He had 12. 10 points for Owens, 8 for Webber. 17 points and 6 rebounds for Hakeem Olajuwon in that first half.
Quite frankly, Avery Johnson saved him with his play late in that quarter. Warriors weren't doing much.
Sprewell, high off the glass, gets the Warriors on the board first in the second half.
He released it before he got to the peak, and he also put it high. That's how you beat a big man. 9
points for Sprewell, and the Warriors within 5. Here's Kenny Smith, who had 2 points at the half. Coming in, averaging 14.5 in 2 games. Fall away by Olajuwon now with 19. Hakeem, the Dream, is 8 for 10 from the floor.
So efficient.
He has put up some staggering numbers in 35 career games against the Warriors, including a 24-point average. Sprewell getting warmed up. He has the first 2 buckets of the second half for Golden State and give him 11 on the night.
Sprewell, probably the best player right now on the floor for the Warriors, maybe in uniform, at creating his own shot. And they don't, they miss a guy like Hardaway, Sharunas, and Mullen because of that.
And he is, of course, their defensive gem on the floor as well, as Robert Horry buries it from deep. He's got 8.
This guy's just going to get better and better in his second year. He can do so many things.
The first Rocket rookie to start on a regular basis since Olajuwon in 1984.
He can be a tremendous defender too, Robert Horry. He can really go out on the court and then recover. Weber not comfortable with the outside shot yet.
But Alexander is. Big Vic drains it, and he's got 6. And the Warriors within 5, 58-53. Just about 2 minutes gone by in the third. Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
21 points for Olajuwon, now 9 for 11.
You used the word agility in the first half. He is so agile, that's exactly what he is.
It's a very mobile front line, and there he is on defense. The defensive player of the year shows you why. Maxwell. That leads to an easy basket.
Vernon Maxwell.
16 for Maxwell. Hakeem Olajuwon doing it at both ends.
How about the quickness on that? Weber thought he had him beaten. Very close to goaltending, but I think Weber still, he's a little tired, so he can't really, have that explosion to the hoop yet. You'll see it later.
And the quick release by Sprewell. Here's Otis Thorpe, who handles that ball like it's a ping pong ball in his hands. The ball kicked inadvertently by Billy Owens. Now here is Hakeem Olajuwon. Kenny Smith, tough pass. Olajuwon scoops it up, can't hammer it down, and Chris Webber swoops in for it.
Looks like Olajuwon, his second thought tonight is pass. He's looking to score.
Olajuwon off an MVP type season. The MVP going to Charles Barkley last year. Olajuwon over Hakeem. Or Alexander over Hakeem. He's got 8 now.
I know Olajuwon's good, but I don't think he'd go over himself.
62-55. I've got Olajuwon on the mind.
I like that.
Here's Otis Thorpe. Back outside to Horry for 3.
Good block out by Weber on Thorpe.
Weber in the open court. A look-away pass. Sprewell is immediately met by Horry. This is Billy Owens down low underneath. Pretty move. Everything but. Look out as Sprewell goes for the steal. Maxwell hangs on. Here's Horry. And he waits for help. Olajuwon yet to get into the offensive flow. Houston in their half-court look. Shot clock down to 6. Maxwell. One hands it over to Horry. Again, a 3-point attempt. Air ball.
Now you got a 3-on-2 classic. Slow it down a little bit.
Spree for 3.
That's what you want to do. Let the traffic catch up with you. I'm talking about your own traffic. You had a 3-on-2 classic. Don't rush it after you get past half court.
That's his second 3-pointer. Give him 14 on the night, all from the field. Warriors within 4. Tough shot that almost went for a falling Hakeem Olajuwon in traffic. He's fouled.
Number 6, Avery Johnson.
The foul is on Avery Johnson, his first. And Olajuwon to the foul line.
For Victor Alexander.
Alexander will go to the bench.
Hakeem Olajuwon has 1 shot remaining.
Now with the 22 points. So it's Owens, Weber, Sprewell, Avery Johnson, and Byron Houston, who just checked in for Alexander. Olajuwon with 23 points, 9 for 12 from the floor, 5 for 7 from the line, 7 rebounds. Warriors down by 6. They have trailed most of the way. Houston's biggest lead, 13. Weber from outside. Now here's Maxwell right down the middle. Maxwell hits the floor. Olajuwon whips it out to Smith. Nearly stolen by Sprewell without anticipating that. Hakeem. What a weapon. He is everywhere. 25 already for Olajuwon. His high this year over the first 2 games, 29. Billy Owens. They clear out. Owens and Ori. Almost got it on the continuation. Pushed it by Ori. That's his second. Timeout, Golden State. With 6:27 on the clock in the third. Your score, Houston 66, the Warriors 58.
Only your Ford dealer is the Truck Authority, and only your Ford dealer has the best-selling compact pickup in America, the Ford Ranger. Right now, drive a new Ranger for just $192 a month on a 24-month red carpet lease with no money down. Just 24 months, nothing down, no deposit, and just $192 a month. See your local Ford dealer, the Truck Authority, and prepare to be impressed.
The Men's Warehouse is a fine men's specialty store. And when you walk into a Men's Warehouse, you're immediately surprised at how nice the store really looks. And we go out of our way to make it a pleasant experience. We are not a place where you can buy a cheap suit cheap. We are a place where you can buy quality designer clothing at a 20 to 30% discount. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse. Call 1-800-776-SUIT.
Thanks to Smart Rate from the Discover card, interest charges now have a whole new bottom line. Smart Rate, currently as low as 14.9%. It pays to Discover. And when it comes to Smart Rate, it pays to look for your pre-approved Discover card application. Sign it.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Because you can't get Smart Rate until you get your card. It pays to Discover.
Rockets by 8. Want to remind you, tonight's Warriors-Rockets game coming to you free and unscrambled, courtesy of Sports Channel. To subscribe to Sports Channel's exclusive events, just call 1-800-926-SPORT or your local cable company. Glad to have you with us on the home opener. Steve Albert, Jim Barnett, Brian Weber, Greg Papa, and a cast of hundreds. 66-58 Houston. Well, Akeem almost got it his way. Rudy Tomjanovich inquisitive, but the Warriors will maintain 17 on the shot clock.
I didn't see Olajuwon touch it, and neither did Rudy Tomjanovich. Olajuwon overplaying, and Houston went back door. It was an errant pass, it appeared.
Chris Gatling into the ball game. Nice ball movement by the Warriors, but Johnson can't hit. Aggressive rebound by Houston keeps it alive. Gatling! Oh, look out! He is taken out of there by Akeem Olajuwon, and now Maxwell says, my fault, right in front of our booth.
And the problem with that play was Gatling jumped a little early and did all of his action. Good rebound by Houston, a good decision, but he had to maneuver around Otis Thorpe, and then he was coming down. Olajuwon just had a swat.
Now the Warriors with 15 on the timer. Gatling fronted by Thorpe. Houston again clearing it. Loose ball though picked up by Thorpe. And Olajuwon goes down. He hit either the top or the back of his head on the floor, and he is shaken up.
He may have gotten hurt on the rebound. He certainly got hit on the head. Let's hope he didn't hit the underneath side of the basketball support,
which is still shaking.
It happened on the missed shot by Billy Owens.
Ray Melchiori, the longtime NBA trainer for Houston and Boston, and now he helps Akeem Olajuwon up.
I wondered how easily Houston got the rebound. Now Olajuwon jumped too soon. Let's watch an elbow. Oh, there it is. Byron Houston, just a left-handed swat right across the forehead of Olajuwon.
So that's what did it. Latrell Sprewell knows what that feels like, right?
That's exactly what happens in practice all the time. And Olajuwon says, well, I'm the opponent. They said to Houston earlier, take it out on your opponents. That's what he did in that play.
Rough house tactics by Byron Houston. That's not the first time, and it won't be the last time you see something like that happen with Houston out there. And Akeem Olajuwon, the recipient of a sharp Houston elbow.
That's why in Warrior scrimmages, everyone likes to choose Byron Houston first, get him on your team so he can't hurt you. I'm serious, they do that.
The Rocket lineup, number 7, Carl.
I don't doubt it. But this is what Don Nelson prefers, to see him take the opposition out, not his own teammates. Foul on Houston.
Second team foul. Replacing number 21, Byron Houston. Number 12, Andre Spencer.
Andre Spencer in there for the first time, replacing Byron Houston, who gets congratulated at the Warrior bench. Andre Spencer, who started the season opener at San Antonio. Illegal defense. The call.
Well, that was a fortunate call. Otherwise, they're going right into Robert Horry. He was defended by Avery Johnson. I think Rudy Tomjanovich has done an excellent job of coaching this club, and he's really earned their respect. They're really believing in him. There's always a little grace period for a coach. Well, he's gotten over the hump.
Smith with an air ball with Andre Spencer in his face. Don Nelson would agree with you. In fact, he says that Rudy T has really improved as a bench coach. Avery Johnson.
Certainly the second half of the season bore that out last year when they went on a flurry and ended up with 55 wins to lead the Midwest Division.
A lot of people think they're going to do it again. Here's Avery Johnson back to Billy Owens. Quick release with 8 on the timer. Otis Thorpe the rebound. Guns it down, coming our way. Knocked out of there by Sprewell with those quick hands. Quick reaction.
Warriors hanging tough with a very good basketball team tonight. As you mentioned, I think they have the biggest point differential of any teams in the NBA coming in. They blew out New Jersey and Portland. And right now, Warriors hanging tough at 8.
A span of 36 points over those 2 games for the Houston Rockets. They've had blown people away on the Warriors with a gutty effort here with all the injuries. Hanging in there, down by 8. Horry. Well, he's been firing it up from afar. He's tried 2 3-pointers tonight, but he's missed. Sprewell, who has hit 2 3-pointers tonight. Nice weave by the Warriors, finding open people. Here's Johnson now. It's Brooks. The lob down low, and Owens is shoved. Maxwell.
Number 11,
Vernon Maxwell's first. Looks over to you, Evans, and agrees.
I think Avery made a nice decision here. Backed it up a little bit, got a little better angle to throw over the top. Owens held on the play, and the Warriors retained possession. Now they get another shooter in Keith Jennings. They need some offense. It's got to come. It's got to be generated from somewhere.
And now Chris Gatling is seated as Byron Houston checks right back in. Avery Johnson sat down with 12, but all in the first half.
And Billy Owens hasn't scored in this 3rd period.
Spencer with authority. Andre Spencer has the Rockets looking at him in awe. Where did he come from, they say?
I think Nelly brought him in to give him a little offense for Byron Houston, and Andre can certainly do that. That's a nice rocker step, and what a thunderous move to the hoop.
What an explosive move by Spencer. Turn around by Akeem, and that quiets things down here at the Coliseum Arena.
Kicking in Andre Spencer for Houston. The Houston came right back in for Chris Gatling.
27 for Akeem. Brooks knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Warrior ball. Olajuwon now 11 for 14 from the field. 17 on the 24. Mr. Jennings inbounds. Here's Spree.
Going to clear the side for him. Baseline's open.
Fires it up over Maxwell. So the Warriors down 68-60. Looking for a little run here to recapture a lead. They had way back in the early going. Olajuwon, no, a rare miss, but Thorpe keeps it alive.
33, Otis Thorpe.
8 points for Otis Thorpe.
This big front line can exploit these guys right now. This is not your biggest lineup in white out there, especially if you don't have Houston around the basket. They don't have a lot of muscle, although Spencer can hold his own.
Meanwhile, yeah, they're running up against people like Olajuwon, Thorpe, and Horry. One of the more powerful and mobile front lines in the NBA this year. Horry improving in his 2nd year. Thorpe is a mainstay, and of course Akeem always.
If Horry, this man, comes along, is there a better front line in basketball? Maybe not.
Terrific leaper, a great defender, all around moves. Owens with Horry defending.
Now someone's got to space up and get open if Owens can't.
Owens lost Ori. Nicely done.
I was going to say if Owens can't continue to the hoop, but he just made such a nice move along the baseline, Steve.
That's his first field goal of the second half with 2:50 on the clock. Now has 12, all from the floor. Warriors within 8. Olajuwon couldn't get the baseline on Houston. 3 for Maxwell. See, that's the killer. If they can't get it done inside, they'll whip it out to one of their three-point guns.
One of the best in the league, inside out game. This man right here, Vernon Maxwell, can shoot the three-pointer. We've already talked about that. Scotty Brooks can shoot it. And believe it or not, Ori was shooting pretty well in the season coming in. Matt Bullard off the bench can shoot it, and certainly Kenny Smith. He shot 2% from three-point range last year.
Now here's Billy Owens again, but a whistle away from the ball as Ori tied up Houston. A hold on a disgruntled Ori, and that's his third. 2:28 to go in the third quarter. Houston 73, Golden State 62.
Lately, I've been spending a lot of time with this old rope, thanks to Great Western Direct Deposit. You see, on payday, when folks are standing in line at the bank with their paycheck, mine's already in my checking account, and I get time for this. By the way, they don't even charge you for a regular checking account. Now, nobody likes to get tied up on payday. Talk to Great Western Bank about direct deposit, or ask your employer.
We'd like to compare the new 94 Nissan truck with the 94 Toyota. Both give you the great outdoors, but with the Nissan Value Package, you get air conditioning, AM/FM cassette stereo, power mirrors, and a chrome package for over $1,600 less than the comparably equipped Toyota. So for $1,600 less, you not only get the great outdoors, you also get a great indoors. Nissan, it's time to expect more from a truck.
Rockets try to win their first 3 games of the season for the first time since 84-85. The Warriors lead the regular season series overall 62-59. The teams have split the series 2-2 in each of the last 4 years.
Well, Steve, we get a chance to look at the inside game. Now here's Olajuwon going one-on-one. The Warriors know he is so destructible that way. So you're going to see double team there, and watch Latrell Sprewell get his attention there, and then the man come up, Maxwell, and shoot that three-pointer. He draws a lot of attention inside. Look at in the middle of your screen. Latrell Sprewell did not have vision on his man because he's worried about what's happening inside and forgot about Maxwell.
And Maxwell drains the three, his second of the night. Season high 19 points for the 6th-year Floridian. Warriors down 11. Biggest lead was 13. Weber with quite a move on Hakeem and draws the foul. Great inside move.
Nice little pump fake inside.
Third on Olajuwon, and Weber to the line for the first time in the NBA, and not a good free throw shooter in 2 years at Michigan, 53%.
Kind of surprising it took him to the second half to get there.
And he makes his first free throw attempt.
You get the feeling he's going to be a quick learner. That move shows it right there. Nice control.
Told us the other night in San Antonio, at times he feels overwhelmed, flooded with information. Do it this way, do it that way, but he seems to be soaking it in all well.
Give him the ball and let him learn. He'll find the right way to do it.
And he makes both free throws. The Warriors down 9 again. Coming up to 2 minutes left in the third.
That's good to pressure the ball.
Short, good defense by Weber to break it free. Here comes Sprewell. Could be a flagrant foul.
You know, it won't be flagrant, but it'll be an automatic 2 free throws because he was in the forecourt.
Had he knocked Sprewell down, there's no question about it. It would have been a flagrant. Maxwell from behind tying him up. In hockey, this would be a penalty shot.
Good hands by Weber, but see in the forecourt, there's Maxwell holding, and Sprewell was all alone to the hoop. If he gets him in the backcourt, it's just a side out, but now Sprewell gets 2.
He came awfully close to a flagrant. Sprewell.
You know, it really wasn't a bad play, though, because Houston was already going to be over the limit. That would have been their 5th foul of the period, so Sprewell would have gone to the line regardless. I'm not sure Maxwell really knew that. He's shaking his head talking to Don Nelson right now. But it did turn out to be a good play, and Sprewell does hit both.
And Sprewell who was 10 for 12 from the line at Dallas, going to the line for the first time tonight. He now has 16, and the Warriors within 7.
They just got to learn how to stop a couple of times. With Olajuwon, it's easier said than done.
And he now has 29 points, 12 for 16. Ties his season high. Rockets want a jump ball. They will get one.
Well, this is what you call a defensive tip. Otis Thorpe and Keith Jennings.
Let's see if Keith jumps. Thorpe's only 6'10" to Mister's 5'7".
So how many inches does that span?
Don't whiz me on these things. Now,
15 big ones.
Wow. Now, Mr. Jennings is a spectator, folks. Can't blame him. I always forget to bring the calculator with me when I'm working with you. Scott Brooks with Mr. Jennings. And the foul by Houston on the overplay. That's his second.
21, Byron Houston, second personal foul.
Olajuwon has the mindset of a scorer tonight. They're isolating him down low. They're leaving Byron Houston. It's a tough assignment for Byron on Olajuwon. You know, you've seen Olajuwon when he gets in this kind of rhythm start extending on the shot, but he's hanging around the hoop a little bit more. He doesn't seem to be so anxious to go out to 15, 18 feet.
Nice pass by Maxwell, and it counts. Houston wants an offensive foul, but he won't get it.
21, Byron Houston.
Houston picks up his third.
Foul. Warriors 15 foul and 30.
Such an underrated player is Otis Thorpe. Yes, he did have the arm out. It could have been well called an offensive foul, but Houston got the body contact all along the side, so they used the judgment. And Otis has a chance for a three-point play.
He's 0 for 1 in the ball game.
I always wondered how Sacramento could give this man up, Otis Thorpe, in the prime of his career.
Originally a first-round pick of the old Kansas City Kings before they moved to Sacramento. Came to Houston in '88. Trade involving Rodney McRae and Jim Peterson. So it's 78-66, a 12-point lead for the Rockets, and make it 15 thanks to that third three on the night by Vernon Maxwell. 81-66, largest lead of the evening for the Rockets.
Yep, you got to find Vernon in the open court. He's made 2 in a row.
Warriors have to be careful. They've got to stop the bleeding here with the Rockets beginning to really open it up. A whole quarter to go, though.
2 things have gone wrong. Inability to score and inability to defend.
Great move by Weber to lose 2 defenders, Ori and Olajuwon.
You see some of his own quickness and a good spin move, a good 360.
12 points for Chris Weber. Maxwell guns it inside to Thorpe. Underneath, able to lay it home. He's got 11.
This is one of those games where you could just see how many baskets afterward have been made in the painted area. Far too many, Steve.
And what a quick reply for the Rockets. You see the time remaining in the third. There's about a 5-second differential on the shot clock. There it is on the left. And a hand check foul.
Number 1, Scott Brooks.
Tom Brooks, his third.
Penalty situation.
Penalty situation, sending Mr. Jennings
Warriors
to the
number
line.
2, Keith Jennings, 1+ the penalty.
His first trip, he's 6 for 6 thus far. Has 1 field goal, but it's a 3-pointer.
Uncharacteristically misses the first free throw. Keith Jennings, I'm surprised, hasn't put up more points, but the reputation is out on him already. Don't leave him. He is a tremendous open court shooter. Of course, he led the entire nation in 3-pointers as a senior at East Tennessee.
Warriors haven't been to the line all that much in the ball game. 8 for 12 in the game. The Rockets 14 for 17. 8 seconds and counting in the third.
Well, he can make a mistake. He can be human. Olajuwon had 8 seconds on it, and he threw up a fading 20-footer.
So 3.7 on the clock. It'll be Rockets ball. They're up 14. Jennings, close. And that'll do it. So after 3 quarters at the Coliseum Arena in Oakland, It is the Rockets 80.
You may have your dad's hair, but you don't have to wear his clothes. Park is just $149 at Wilson's, the leather experts.
For the car you drive, for the way you drive. Slick 50 high-performance engine formula.
In the summer of 1994, international celebrations will take place all across America. The 1994 World Cup, brought to you in part by Coca-Cola.
Jackpot alert. Super Lotto is now over $10 million. If I win, I'm buying a red sports car. Vroom, vroom.
Super Lotto. Who's next?
Great look. Beautiful hair. And only weeks ago, she came to my salon with a problem. Dandruff. So I showed her what Head & Shoulders can do. We washed half her hair with regular shampoo, the other half with Head & Shoulders. The result? Regular shampoo side, dandruff. Head & Shoulders side, flake-free. Looking good, Sally.
Thanks to you.
Head & Shoulders, because beautiful hair can't have flakes.
Well, Rudy T feels that in order to get to the next level, the Rockets need to improve their rebounding as a team. They've out-rebounded the Warriors 32-27 here in this ball game. And here's a note for you, Warrior fans. Every Warrior game now televised. The next 4 games are November the 12th, this Friday, against the Cleveland Cavaliers at 7:30 on Sports Channel. On the 16th, against Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns, 7:30 on Action 36, KICU. November the 18th with the Lakers, 7:30 on Sports Channel. And another home affair, the 20th, against the Sonics on Sports Channel.
Well, here's that little spin move by Chris Webber, eluding Olajuwon and Robert Horry. And it's nice when you can pick up the ball and take one long step and finish right at the rim. Those are the kind of moves you really dream about, because they're basically you're going to get to the line or you're going to convert, or maybe both.
Interesting stat here.
That is very interesting.
Even with Akeem, the Warriors have outscored the Rockets in the paint.
I would never have believed that, no.
So that is an eye-opening statistic. But what do the Warriors have in them here in the fourth quarter, down 14 points, 83-69. Can they close the gap on the mighty Rockets? Hakeem Olajuwon, a man among boys at times, and he now has 31. 13 for 18 plus 7 rebounds. 16-point lead, their largest. There's a tie-up underneath. Otis Thorpe with his son.
Byron Houston having a chance to get on the board for the first time. I know the Warriors throughout the preseason, throughout the training camp, emphasizing Byron Houston's offense. Even in the Rocky Mountain review or shootout or whatever they call it over there in Utah, they want him to score more. Hasn't been able to do that tonight, but concentrating on defense against Olajuwon, you really can't blame him too much to be a little reluctant to try to score over those big guys.
Webber and Olajuwon going at it.
They started leaning a little early on the shot.
85-70 Rockets trying to make it 3-0 here at the start of the season. The Warriors coming in 1-1. Maxwell.
When he gets it up in the air, it's a thing of beauty.
A long two by Maxwell. As that one just flutters down, nothing but net.
Think he has a quick trigger?
24 points for Vernon Maxwell. Previous high was 16. Spencer underneath, and it's back tap to Brooks by Olajuwon. Scotty Brooks. 17-point lead, biggest for the Rockets. Threatening to really blow this thing wide open. Thorpe with a fall away. Rockets shooting 52%, the Warriors 45. Billy Owens is up. He'll be checking in momentarily. Pass behind Weber. Maxwell storming in.
He just got a little casual on it.
Latrell Sprewell digging into Weber, and he is pushed by Olajuwon. That's number 4 on a team.
Number 34, Hakeem Olajuwon, 4th personal foul. Billy Owens.
It'll be a non-shooting foul. Billy Owens replacing Byron Houston. He's with 1.3 fouls. Number 4 on Hakeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon has some words for former New Jersey State trooper Bob Delaney. Write him out a ticket. Watch out, Hakeem.
See, the Warriors haven't been able to generate a lot of offense, and in the third period alone, Steve, the Rockets shot 60%. They were 12 for 20 from the field.
Meanwhile, Ellie and Herrera check in for the Houston Rockets. Hugh Evans tells Don Nelson to simmer down. Foul is on Thorpe, his 3rd.
Yeah, the veteran Hugh says, Don, I've got the whistle. I've got the officiating jersey on. I'll make the call.
Yeah, in case you didn't notice, it's a gray shirt. Mr. Jennings. Weber, help out by Ellie. Mister for 3.
We haven't seen much of Jennings, only 8 games last year. A few preseason games. This is the worst shooting I'd ever remember him having. Seems like every time he shoots, it's either in or very, very close.
He became a fan favorite in those 8 games and then sat out the rest of the year with the ACL. But he is struggling here. Ellie for 3. Oh, that had to feel good for the former Warrior. A 3-pointer for Mario Ellie, who really soured on the Warriors before departing.
Had a big night against Portland, his old team, up there also.
And Andre Spencer. Yeah, he had 8 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists.
31 minutes. Tomjanovich let him play a lot against his former team.
He had 5 assists against New Jersey in the other game. 90-72 Rockets. Ellie again, open for 3. He buries it. Oh, brother. Is he sticking it to his old team?
And loving it. He's a great role player. Knows his role and really just doesn't make mistakes.
And a man who has played in the CBA, the WBL, overseas, Mr. Jennings. 93-74. Rockets get out to their biggest lead earlier, 21 points when Ellie connected. It goes back to the Warriors.
Now this will be a very telltale few minutes for Houston. Can they extend the lead, or can they make mistakes, which they've been prone to do in the past? Like there, they could have brought that ball back. It was thrown in traffic. Are they going to allow the Warriors to catch up a little bit?
Well, Don Nelson predicted before the season began, given what he has left, the survivors of this team, there were going to be nights where the Warriors would be blown out. I'm sure he didn't want it, though, for the home opener. But it's not over yet. The Warriors could at least make things interesting as Latrell Sprewell connects.
Well, they could make things very interesting. And that's why one reason I think he's leaving Scotty Brooks in here. Brooks is going to make pretty good decisions for him.
Well, particularly with some of the three-point weaponry the Warriors have to offer, they could get back in quickly. And here's the steal. They also have to do it on the defensive end. And Jeff Grayer right there. Here's Billy Owens. He stops and pops from 20.
Billy Owens.
And is that a welcome relief to see that for the Warriors? And now good defense on the inbounds, leading to the timeout for the Rockets. 7:40 to go in the fourth. It is Houston 93, Golden State 78. We'll be back with more.
Since your face can't adjust to your razor should adjust to your face, which is exactly why we designed the Schick Tracer. The Schick Tracer is the only razor with blades that bend and flex to the unique shape of your face. So the Tracer gets in close for a clean, comfortable shave. And since you can't change your face, maybe you should change your razor. Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
Century, and Regal present the world's most popular family vans, the minivan, Voyager, and Caravan at world beater prices up to $2,900 in savings. You can drive a Voyager or Caravan for less, a lot less. How does $14,894 sound for a family van? Or up to $2,900 savings on a Grand loaded with luxury. 94 Voyager and Caravan prices starting at $14,894 and up to $2,900 savings on a Grand LE. Exclusive at Century in San Jose and Regal in Sunnyvale. These world beater prices can't last long. Hurry.
Live Friday, November 12th, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. For the first time ever, witness the fiercest fighting disciplines: karate, boxing, sumo, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, kickboxing, savate, shoot fighting, matched one-on-one, discipline against discipline, fury versus finesse, until only one man is left standing. The Ultimate Fighter. Friday, November 12th, live only on pay-per-view. The Ultimate Fighting Championship. If you think you know tough, you ain't seen nothing yet. Remember, there are no rules. Crack your knuckles and call your cable company for details.
Tonight's scores around the league brought to you by Great Western, family of companies, $38 billion strong. As you take a trip around the league, Orlando a winner over Indiana. Cleveland will be in Friday. They knock off Charlotte. Washington beating Detroit. New Jersey wins again over Dallas. San Antonio clobbered Minnesota. The Admiral had 43, Rodman 29 rebounds. Here's Mr. Jennings, pull up. And the Warriors are making things a little interesting here, 93 to 80. A 21-point lead evaporates.
They brought the fans back into the game. This is a play to Maxwell. Look at this, another
throw it away, back to the Warriors. The Warriors can cut it to 11 or 10.
That's 4 straight turnovers for the Houston Rockets.
And Jim, an 8-0 run by Golden State.
Number 7, Carl.
So they are converting on those turnovers, making them count. Here's that final we talked about. And now Seattle clobbers Denver. Warriors will be in Denver on Saturday. Partials. And there's your final partial score. Sprewell now. Again, a 10-0 run. And the Warriors are within 11.
That was a tough shot because Maxwell was on Sprewell's right hand. Tremendous concentration.
And the crowd is really into it now. 93-82. Ellie and the foul. Warriors doing all they can do to disrupt the Rockets on defense. Byron.
Number 44, Jeff Grayer.
It's on Grayer, his second.
Yeah, Elliott made 2 3-pointers in a row. They closed on him on the outside, and he knew he had that live dribble. When guys rush at you, you're home free going to the hoop. But Billy Owens was waiting for him. And I wish Grayer had seen that because I think Billy Owens would have made Ellie change that shot.
Mario Ellie, a contributor off the bench. That ball swiped down.
I wonder why what that pass, but the 4 guys are back anyway. Almost went out of bounds.
Fortunately, Grayer was very well aware. Owens lost that dribble. And ripped out of there by Ellie. Almost stolen back by Mr. Jennings. Things getting quite intense all of a sudden as the pace quickens. Warriors down just moments ago by 21, have it to within 12. A very composed Don Nelson. It is assistant Greg Popovich barking out the defensive instructions. And away from the ball, Owens and Otis Thorpe coming together.
Number 30,
it's on Billy Owens, his first.
Warriors' second team foul.
So all of a sudden things flattening out a bit, leveling off. The Warriors want to get back into that groove and continue this run. But the Rockets, a terrific defensive team, know how to shut those things down. Ellie takes charge out there with his red shoelaces. Now here is Akeem back to Ellie. Maxwell with 7 on the timer. Look at this shot. That one was from Alameda. Here's Keith, Mr. Jennings. Stops and pops for 3!
Mr. Jennings for 3!
That's the Keith, Mr. Jennings the fans know and love. Warriors within 9, pressure on the defense. That's Jennings' second 3 of the night. Illegal defense.
And they were double teaming Olajuwon are thinking about it. Latrell Sprewell was down below the free throw line, defending no one. His man is up beyond the arc. He's got to be above in the yellow area right there, as you see.
And it results in a technical. And Ellie will step up for Houston.
Number 17, Mario Ellie.
Ellie 3 for 4.